Hi, Octo support team here. Today I'm going to be walking you through how to create an asset in your virtual warehouse using a laptop or desktop computer. So your first step is going to be to sign into your Octo ARS account using Aucto.com ARS. Once you're signed in, you'll see your dashboard and you'll just want to come up to the virtual warehouse header here. And this is where all of your ingested assets are going to live. Your first step to adding a new asset is to click this blue Add an Asset button. You'll have two options, quick add and detailed add. When you're using a desktop or a laptop, you tend to have more details and key information to enter. Our recommendation would be to use detailed add. It's a three-step form. First step is the asset information. We'll start with technical information and enter the manufacturer name, the model, year of manufacture, and then we'll come down to our first required field. So the first required field is the asset name field. Any required field will have a red asterisk right next to it. So you'll have to enter information into that field in order to ingest the asset and get it launched onto the live marketplace. So for the asset name, we do provide a suggested name for searchability. Go ahead and check the box here, and then we'll come down to the serial and VIN field. If you are looking to sell a roadworthy vehicle, we do require the VIN in order to do that. So if you have that information, you would enter it in here. Feel free to skip over the category. Our data team will take care of setting that for you. If you have dimensions for your asset, enter that information here. And then we'll come down to the general information section. So we'll have our next required field, which is the asset class. There are 4 different class categories. We have capital, non-capital, inventory, and fleet. For demo purposes, we'll select fleet. For site, please select the site where your asset is currently being stored. So for now, we have one site, and then the identifier and internal location can be skipped over if you don't need to enter that information in. But if you do have identification numbers that you're using for your assets, feel free to enter that here. And then we'll come down to the last required field, which is condition. It's a 1 to 10 scale, 1 being scrap, 10 being factory new. Please use your best judgment when you're selecting the condition. If you don't have any condition details to enter, feel free to hit the next button. The second step will be the custom fields in the financial section. If you have custom fields that were preset, you can enter that information in here. And then financials is optional. If you have gross book, net book, or transfer value that you want to enter per asset, you can enter that here. Since we don't have that information handy, we will hit next. And our final step is adding the media. So go ahead and click the Add Media button here. It'll open up your drive, or you can drag and drop if needed. Our recommendation is always to add about 5 to 10 photos per asset so that buyers have an overview, a comprehensive overview of their assets that they're searching for. Once we have photos uploaded, you can come over to the file section. Depending on the equipment or the asset type, for roadworthy vehicles, we do require a copy of the title. This would be uploaded here. It's pretty simple. You click the upload document button, click or drag the file to upload. I'll enter that here, and it's going to give you an option of whether or not you want this document to be private or not. For titles, we will toggle this and keep this on to yes, so that it's not public facing. But if this were a manual or some sort of history report that is helpful to buyers, we would switch this to no so that it is public facing once we list it onto the marketplace. So once you've selected this, hit confirm, the file is uploaded, and then we'll click add asset. Now that your asset has been created, our data team will log into your virtual warehouse, review the asset that you've created, do a standard quality assurance check. If they have any questions, they will have the account executive team reach out for additional information. If you have any questions about asset ingestion, feel free to reach out to your dedicated account executive, or you can contact the support team.